Welcome to Weaving Happiness Through Grief, where we navigate the delicate balance between love, loss, and the resilient heart. I'm Stephanie, an author and storyteller who found joy and healing after the unimaginable heartbreak of losing a once-in-a-lifetime love. This podcast dives into the raw truth of grief, the beauty of cherished memories, and the hope of new beginnings. Through my journey, rediscovering happiness and opening my heart again, I've learned that grief and joy can coexist, and love can find us when we least expect it. Join me as we honor the past, embrace the present, and step boldly into the future with courage and vulnerability. Let's celebrate the resilience of the human spirit and the beauty of living fully, even after a loss. Welcome back. And so it began. I decided I was going to date. I told my children. I didn't exactly know how I was going to do it because I didn't date since my 20s. This was all a new experience for me. I dated in my 20s, met my husband at the time, and then Jeff was just this happenstance in Vegas, so I never really dated after my divorce. And here I go. How do I do it? I don't know. I'm thinking, well, maybe it'll just happen organically. Maybe I'll, like I met Jeff, just in a pool. Maybe I'll meet someone at a gas station, at a grocery store. It'll just happen organically. Well, it didn't. And I thought, I don't know how to do this anymore. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I enjoy like new beginnings and being social and meeting new people. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go on this match.com. I know a bunch of people had done it before. Some of them had some great luck and some wonderful experiences. And at the end of the day, it was great stories no matter what. So I put myself on match.com. I tried to find pictures. I didn't really have pictures of myself alone. So I was cropping pictures and trying to take a couple and put them there. And I didn't know what to say. And it was very almost kind of direct because I'm like, I don't want to get the wrong kind of guy. I don't want to get a guy that's wants to just have one night stands or have sex, or I was not interested in that. If I'm going to date someone, it's going to be someone that I can put my heart into again. And if I could find that person, great. And if I didn't just want someone to buy me a dinner. I wasn't looking for a free meal or a glass of wine. And I wasn't just looking for a companion because I knew my heart was still so full and it's so much more to give. And not just to my children and to my family and friends. And I was still young, I felt, so I thought, okay, you can do this. You want to meet someone and you want to have that time and make those memories with someone, and let's see if you can find that person that can do it for you. So on Match.com, I finally pushed send. I don't remember when I did it, but I just put it out there. I did I think a 3-month membership. And it was scary and it was exhilarating and it was, what the hell are you doing? And then all of these things happened. You know, I'm realizing what this is all about. So we're texting, we're talking. I don't want to give out my number. I'm so nervous. In fact, the one guy was like, you're like Fort Knox. Like, you don't even want to give your number. I'm like, no, we'll do it through the app. There's a messaging center within the app you can talk to or talk through. So we're talking, texting, all this stuff. And eventually I gave my phone number out. I figured I can always block somebody. And I tried to make myself very safe and do things to make myself safe online, things like that. So talked with a number of people, text with different people. No one was really interesting to me that I wanted to go out with. So I went on my very first date. Finally, after some phone calls and conversations and some texting, I thought, well, this seems like a really great guy. And on paper, he was on paper again, right? He seemed great. And he really was. Like, we had a great dinner. And he walked me back to my car after dinner, and I thought, okay, this wasn't so bad. Like, date 1, maybe we'll have date 2. And he walked me to my car. He was giving me a hug, and the next thing I know, he collapsed and he passed out on me. And I didn't know what the hell was happening. And I thought he was like 6 feet, 6'1". And he literally, first I thought, oh my God, he's like trying to wants to kiss me and hug me. And like, he was going to grope me. And he literally collapsed onto me. And I was like, get off. And I realized that he had hit the floor and he went to the asphalt. And I was ready to call 911, and he started coming out of it. And I don't know what happened. We didn't drink much because I was driving, and so was he. We had like maybe 2 glasses of wine or something at dinner. But he literally just passed out and collapsed. He came to, we talked, I had water in my car I gave to him. And that was my first dating experience. I went on another one. Actually, before my second dating experience, I was on the phone with a couple of them and talking. And one of them, I thought, okay, he's a nice guy. And all of a sudden, I started hearing sounds coming from the other end of the phone. And I thought, we're talking about like work. And we're talking about like getting to know one another. And I realized, I literally said, what the fuck are you doing? And he was like, I knew immediately he was pleasuring himself. And I hung up the phone and blocked his number instantly. And we were talking about innocuous things like work. I went out on another date, and it was a really good date. He was a little bit younger than me, but not too young. And we're on our date, and it was a really great date. And afterwards, he's like, hey, Samantha, do you want to go get a drink somewhere else after dinner? And I thought to myself, and I was sitting there, and I smiled at him, and I go, that sounds like great. I'm sure Samantha would love to go have another drink with you. And he looked at me and he goes, that's not your name. And I go, no, it's not. My name's Stephanie. So needless to say, we didn't go out again. I didn't go out with any of those guys again. One guy showed up to pick me up and brought his dog to my house. Wanted to leave his dog in my home. And I made it very clear I was not a dog lover, not a dog hater. I just don't have any dogs, and they weren't my thing. That didn't happen. When I was on my trip in Antigua, this is even before I started dating, I was like, these are the things that just made me laugh, that kind of gave me that sense of just laughter back again. This is before I started even wanting to date, and I was just wanting to be alone and just socialize again and just bring myself slowly into life again. And a 23-year-old was hitting on me, and I thought, my God, that's my son's age. You got to be kidding me. And then Antigua, also, I was just sitting there enjoying one of the shows they were having at my solo trip, and it was like I was talking to this couple and that one, and this young lady, maybe late 20s, she came up to me and we started talking, and so sweet and adorable, and we got talking, and she was sharing with me that she was there with her boyfriend and some of his family, and one thing led to another. We just started talking. It was fine. And I said, okay, went back to my room. Shortly after, I hear a knock on my door. And I look out the peephole, and everything's locked up, and I'm ready for bed. And I look out the peephole, and I see it's this young woman, like late 20s. Really pretty, really attractive. And I was like, but I kind of took to her like my daughter, because she's just a few years older than my daughter. So I thought, oh, okay, is she okay? She was sharing some stuff about her relationship that she wasn't really loving. So I thought, well, maybe she's in trouble. I want to help her. I'm thinking like a mom. And so I opened the door, and I kind of looked to make sure no one else was out there, and it seemed safe enough, and it was. And I opened the door, and she looks at me, and I'm like, hey, are you okay? And I just got through talking to her like an hour ago or something at the bar where the show was on, music was playing. And she says, I just have a question for you. And I'm like, yeah, what's going on? She said, my boyfriend and I, we think you're really hot, and we want to know if you want to do a threesome. I looked at her and I just said, you know what, like, I have to say, like, you really, like, it's very flattering. Like, you're beautiful and your boyfriend's very handsome. I go, but that's just not my cup of tea. And they were like, or not they, she, because he wasn't there. And she's like, really? I said, really? Like, I'm not into that. I said, some people like brunettes, some like blondes, some like women, some like men, and some like threesomes. I go, I'm a one-woman kind of girl. I go, and I'm into men and not into threesomes. And I just remember thinking to myself, okay, what the hell is happening? But these little moments of laughter and fun. And I just thought, you've got to be kidding me. Like, there's got to be more out there. Some of these guys on the dating app, they were scammers, and they were trying to do, I think, Bitcoin, and they wanted your number on WhatsApp, and all of these kind of random things were happening. And I thought, okay, this is kind of crazy, but it was fun. It brought laughter in my life. I looked at it like another adventure. And then the adventure continued. As we close this episode of Weaving Happiness Through Grief, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey of remembrance, resilience, and rediscovery. Loss is a path none of us choose, but together we can walk through it, honoring the love that was and of the life that still awaits us. If today's story touched a part of your own journey, know that you're not alone. Grief, though profound, doesn't close us off from joy. It teaches us how to hold space for both love and loss. And sometimes, it opens our hearts to unexpected new beginnings. Join me next time as we continue to explore healing, acceptance, and the beautiful bittersweet moments that remind us life can still be filled with happiness. And remember, while we honor the love that has shaped us, we open ourselves to the hope that the future holds. Please head over to the show notes to find out more of the ways I offer guidance on the topics I discuss in the podcast, or visit thestephanieduran.com. Until next time, take gentle steps forward, hold your memories close, and know that joy and love in all its forms continues on.